Already when I was 13 years, Jesus came into my life and revealed to me that deep love of God. So it was already from that moment on clear for me that I want to live my life for God. But at the same time, there was just so many things in me that wanted also to experience the world with all its facets. Therefore, I was trying all kinds of drugs and going on parties and doing all the things that many youngsters do nowadays, and a quite intense period of 10 years of my life living that way. Meeting him, first of all, with all these drugs that I had been using, there was a very strong spiritual ego, because there were also powerful spiritual experience that I had on those drugs, and this feeling of I'm special and all of this. And so I was not yet able to really open myself when he came into my life. But right after this darshan, very, very intense processes happened. The first thing that happened was the day after the darshan, I spoke to a woman, and this woman, after a very deep conversation, said the problem with people on the spiritual path who don't have a God-realized master easily fall trapped for the illusions that they create in their minds, and they don't see that they run behind those illusions. And when she said this, it was literally like someone slapping me energetically, and I was feeling like being on some really bad LSD trip where suddenly all of this negativity is coming up, and it was a really, really confusing, terrifying process where all of the negativity came up, all these fears, all of these, because I realized that was what happened to me. I was running behind my illusions, and it was the first time, how I can say, how when I opened for his energetical presence, and he was able to help me to wake up from this. And after this wake-up call and this purification, then was the moment where I could really open my heart. And I was sitting there the next day in the prayers, and my heart opened, and I just felt this deep love, this feeling of finally I'm where I belong. Finally I arrived in the safe haven, and it was such a deep, powerful experiences that continued. The next times I saw him, I just couldn't stop crying anymore, and I was crying deep tears of such a deep love and this recognition of I know you from before, and finally you are back into my life. Something he confirmed to me later on, that he had been with me many lives before, guiding me as a guru. One thing that was also beautiful was in the dream, how he revealed to me in this dream the oneness of him and Jesus. What happened to me in the dream was that I just saw him there in this dream, and the moment I saw him, I just bowed down, feeling all this love to him, and then he came to me and helped me up and looked at me and said, Yarin, if you knew how much I love you. And he started crying, and I cried, and we were just standing there hugging each other and crying together. And after this he said, I've been waiting for you for 13 years. And when I woke up, I felt this deep love in me, and at the same time was reflecting what did he mean with these 13 years, and realizing in that moment was that 13 years ago was the first time when Jesus came into my life and opening my heart to this deep divine love. And this was one of the beautiful moments where he showed to me this oneness of him and Jesus. And after these beautiful, powerful experiences, there was just such a deep feeling of me, I want to change my life. I want to go dive deeper and feel that deep love more and more into my life. There's deep bhakti, because there's no drug as good as bhakti. Whenever you ever have tasted this pure deep love, this pure deep bliss and peace that lives inside of us, there's just nothing compares. All of those drugs is just so shallow and not as clear, not as pure as bhakti. And I can say he has been showing me more and more this deep divine love of God inside of me.